Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. Jacqueline has the night off. Topping our news this evening, the battle of the beaches. The same argument has been going on for years here on the Suncoast. The question, should the Army Corps of Engineers be allowed to dredge more than 1 million cubic yards of sand from Big Pass to re-nourish about 1.5 miles of Lido Beach? ABC 7's Erica Jackson joins us live from the Sarasota County Justice Center with some of the arguments being presented to a state administrative law judge this week. Erica?
Good evening, Scott. Both sides agree Lido Beach needs sand, but where should it come from? Dozens of local residents and experts are testifying why or why not the Army Corps of Engineers should take that sand from Big Pass.
I want Lido to have the permits as they possibly can as well, because, you know, they're a direct reflection on us and we're a reflection on them.
Siesta Key business owner and homeowner Michael Holderness knows Lido's shoreline is shrinking, but says that problem shouldn't fall on Sarasota County and its residents.
The problem with this project is massive. They want to come in and take out a complete ecosystem.
Holderness is afraid the Army Corps of Engineers plan to take sand from Big Pass off Siesta would cause erosion on that beach.
You're taking out recreational area for other people coming to visit and the residents and the fisheries.
Lido Beach has diminished and it's not being renourished by itself.
Lido Key Residents Association President Carl Schofstall believes the beach is shrinking weekly, arguing Lido lost about 4 to 5 feet of its shoreline during the latest big storm. Schofstall agrees with the Army Corps of Engineers, saying Lido is losing about 100,000 cubic yards of sand every year. Holderness disagrees with the validity of that figure and argues any replacement sand should come from an area far from the Suncoast.
They could do offshore dredging or truck it in from a permitted place like Opelika, and they could have real beach compliant sand that holds together.
There is no offshore sand that meets the criteria as far as grain size, everything that a beach of this nature has to have on it.
Schofstall disputes those claims, but says putting off the project will have long-term negative effects for Lido and its surrounding tourist attractions.
That's going to hurt the county, the city, everybody, because the tax revenue won't be there.
The proceedings were originally expected to last the entire 6 days through Tuesday, but just wrapped up a couple of minutes ago, and any additional arguments will be heard through a digital platform. The final ruling is not expected to be issued for at least the next several months. Reporting live in downtown Sarasota, Erica Jackson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Erica, thank you so much. A plan to help Sarasota's Pinecraft community preserve its unique way of life is crawling forward at the county level. Sarasota County's Planning Commission recently passed a zoning ordinance to create an overlay district for Pinecraft, which is the Amish community in Sarasota. This proposed district would allow lower residential parking requirements, home-based businesses like bike rental shops, and other exemptions to regular zoning rules. This is the county's response to a neighborhood plan Pinecraft submitted back in 2014.
There was a lot of hesitation at first by a lot of the community members because there just was, because of dealing with government. And they've gone way over the top with that, with the cooperation and the help and the processing of everything.
Zoning changes must now go before county commissioners for 2 public hearings, the first of which won't happen until January 17th. Let's get a check on our weather now as we get into the weekend here on the Suncoast with meteorologist Steve Newman, who's in for Bob tonight.
Hey Scott, you can feel the change in the air today. More humidity, the warmth is pretty darn nice across the Suncoast today. Temperature is just about perfect. We have a low over northwest Mexico that has developed and is just acting like a pump for the subtropical jet to send this moisture and warmth into the southeast United States, and that has shut down the chill we had last week, and it will not be back anytime soon. Currently, there's nothing to be seen on radar. The National Weather Service radar in Tampa is doing maintenance. They're actually repairing the radome, painting it and replacing some of the panels right now, and since there's no rain, that's nothing to worry about. But you can see across the Gulf there is plenty of rain in the northern Gulf, but behind the front sags southward over us, there will be nothing left. We can see on our future radar through tonight, nothing showing up on the radar scope. Light northerly breezes, being a little bit drier, and our evening planner, if you're heading out on the town tonight, should be pretty decent. Temperatures in the 60s until about midnight, and then in the 50s in the early morning hours. Coming up in a few minutes, I'll tell you about the weather as we head toward Christmas. Just a few minutes. Hang in there.
All right, Steve, thank you. An investigation is underway after a fatal overnight shooting outside of a Bradenton nightclub. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office arresting Demetrius Gabriel for the homicide of Jarvis Eisen. Detectives say Gabriel approached the man at the Spot 26 club, shot him twice, and then took off. It's unknown why the shooting took place. As ABC 7's Marla Spence reports, detectives say the shooting happened at a business they are all too familiar with.
You just want to know why, you know, what was worth his life. It's pretty sad.
This custodian, who wants to remain anonymous, is cleaning the blood splatter and residue of a deadly shooting at this Bradenton club known as Spot 26. According to the sheriff's office, a fight broke out before several shots were fired around 2 Friday morning, killing Jarvis Eisen.
A shooting happened at the front door, and then the person who was shot ended up dying later. It's turned into a death investigation.
Randy Warren, who is a public information officer with the Manatee County Sheriff's Office, says Spot 26 is known to have a reputation. Warren says the club has had many service calls over the past 12 months.
This particular club, the Spot 26, is gathering a lot of people there, and we've been having some issues with occupancy. When you get that many people together, and sometimes there's criminal activity that's already taking place between people, and then you have an altercation. In this case, that's likely what led to him being shot, and now we have to investigate a homicide.
So far, there is no description or word on a suspect. The sheriff's office is working to gather more clues to help solve this crime. I'm Marla Spence reporting for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
An Osprey woman is being charged with manslaughter after detectives say she knowingly provided a man with opioids that later contributed to his death. Lisa Ross remains in jail without bond. This is the second time the sheriff's office has charged someone with manslaughter related to an overdose. The 9-month search is finally over for a new regional chancellor at the University of South Florida Sarasota Manatee campus. Dr. Karen Holbrook has been named regional chancellor. Previously, she served as the executive vice president at the campus and a senior advisor to USF President Judy Genshaft. On the decision to appoint Holbrook, President Genshaft says, quote, Dr. Holbrook has strong ties to Sarasota Manatee region and brings an impressive record of accomplishment in higher education. Holbrook will begin her new position on January 2nd. And says she's looking forward into expanding the infrastructure on campus and adding campus housing. Icing, gumdrops, and candy canes, these sweet treats decorate dozens of gingerbread houses now on display at the Westfield Sarasota Square Mall. The Gingerbread Festival is an annual event hosted by the Girl Scouts of Gulf Coast, Florida. It brings in the elaborately decorated gingerbread houses from sponsors and students across the area. Some of them spend hours working on their house.
Very seriously, and they want their house to be perfect. So I've heard people working on them for 4 days. So we're looking at over 160 gingerbread houses. So more than the festival's ever had in years past. So we're breaking records over here.
If you'd like to take a look for yourself, the event will be going on through Sunday. And in case you were wondering, unfortunately, you cannot eat any of the houses once they are not longer on display. Still to come in your Suncoast News, a stone crab shortage is causing concern over the livelihood of local fisheries. We'll take a look at how it's impacting area businesses. And we'll get back to meteorologist Steve Newman. He'll have your first alert forecast for the upcoming weekend. Plus the impact of meal times on a child's mental and physical health. That's coming up in Health Smart.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
It's the holiday sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKX Sport Utility for $349 per month, or Lincoln's flagship, the 2017 Continental, for $449 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury. Winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Sun Coast since 1978. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Anyone can jumpstart your car, but for free installation and $10 off Duracell Ultra car batteries, there's no one like Batteries Plus bulbs.
I'll install it myself.
I'd like you to do it.
Visit batteriesplus.com for a store near you.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Make your holiday season extraordinary with a visit to your local Alfa Romeo dealer. Experience affordable Italian-crafted luxury and world-class performance, like our 2018 Giulia, just announced as the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. MSRP starting at $37,995. Or drive home in the 2018 Stelvio SUV. MSRP starting at just $41,995. Premium comfort and excellent handling, even in the most challenging conditions. Now's the time to shift into season and reward yourself this holiday. Come in and see us today.
Less than halfway through Florida's stone crab season, there's a problem. Suncoast commercial fishermen are struggling with empty traps, which is leading to extreme price hikes for customers. ABC 7's Dwayne Lindo has more on how the village of Cortez is holding up with the stone crab shortage. Dwayne?
Well, Scott, according to some restaurant owners, fishermen are all setting up hundreds of traps and only bringing in 12 to 15 pounds of stone crabs, making it an absolute nightmare for some of the people at the fishing village.
The Seafood Shack in Cortez has no shortage of food and great views. But this year, there is a shortage of stone crabs.
There is almost next to none.
Executive Chef Gerard Jesse says not only is the shortage affecting restaurant owners and fishermen in this area, it's hitting customers as well.
Instead of getting 20 pounds, now I'm getting 5 to 10, and a lot of people do not want to spend the money that it takes to purchase these at the cost that they're coming in now.
At this point, Jesse estimates that the price range on stone crabs are now anywhere from $16 to $25 a pound, as opposed to last year this time where they were $13 to $15 a pound.
It affects the community more than anything. You know, the fishermen, if they don't have any crab to sell, they're not able to feed their families. I've got bait that they usually come and pick up, and it's not getting moved. You know, so it's not a good thing happening right now.
It's especially scary for longtime fisherman Kyle Ibisfalen. He says it may have been Hurricane Irma that took them from shallow waters and moved them offshore. Either way, many local fishermen are feeling the impact.
It is forcing a lot of other fishermen to move to other types of work, chase other work elsewhere.
Ibisfalen hopes it gets better, but doesn't feel too optimistic.
It generally does pick up best around February, but we don't think it's going to pick up what it should be.
Now, one owner I spoke with does see light at the end of the tunnel, saying simply, it's bound to bounce back. Scott, back to you.
A lot of customers hope so too. All right, Dwayne, thank you. Nearly 3 months after Hurricane Maria, more than 1/3 of Puerto Rico is still without power, and thousands of businesses remain closed. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers announcing this week that Puerto Rico's electric grid is expected to reach 75% of its customers by the end of January and then 95% by the end of February. The Electrical Authority says hundreds are working to restore power and they have enough supplies in their inventory to continue until the job is complete. Taking way too long, that's for sure.
It makes our week without power, you know, nothing compared to those
Oh,
poor
no.
people down there.
Gosh, 3 months already.
Yeah. Well, a terrific day. You like today, right?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yep.
Yeah.
Going to get a little bit warmer, but not a whole lot as we move into the weekend. Looking at our KC Key Cam today, we have a little bit of wave action out there, but not a bad day. Temperatures will slowly warm up into the 80-81 degree range until we reach Saturday and Sunday and early part of next week. And as the sun sinks lower in the horizon, we have a beautiful day. And looking live over Sarasota from our tower cam, the current temperature is 72 degrees. It looks like the sun's going to be really nice sunset over the bay. 72, dew point 64, humidity 76% with that south-southwest wind. It's going to shift to the northeast after midnight when that front passes. A very weak front is passing by, and you can kind of see evidence of it up in the Panhandle where it's 48 in Pensacola, 51 in Panama City, but that cool air is just not going to intrude this far south. Just a minimal effect, overnight temperatures in the 50s, and then we're going to start warming up even overnight in the weekend. 69 at Longboat Key, the cool spot. It's 75 at Sebring and Lake Placid for the hot spots. As we take a look at the satellite view, there is barely visible, that front well up north, and you can also see the clouds streaming in our direction from the subtropical jet that has changed the whole weather pattern over the United States. Also the jet stream, which was dipping and undulating, is beginning to smooth out. You don't have the strong ridge going up to the Arctic Ocean and the dip down here. So that's allowing temperatures not to be waving back and forth so much, but it remains bitterly cold up in Canada. 25 at Toronto right now, Montreal 15, and at Los Angeles they were 80 last hour, currently 76. Close-up look, 25 at Toronto right now, Cleveland 25, Detroit 24, Bangor, Maine was 17. Now what's going to happen with all this cold air? Well, let's look at the next 10 days from the European model, and this is where the pool of cool air is now. And this is going to take us all the way to Christmas Eve. Look at the evolution of that cold. It's going to spread down the western United States as we get a shift in weather patterns, meaning it'll be warmer than normal in the southeast and colder than normal in the west. And this is Christmas Eve, bitterly cold all the way down the Rockies, not too bad up the Atlantic coast. What about our temperatures next Sunday on the Sun Coast? Highs on Sunday, Christmas Eve, pretty close to 80 degrees. Maybe at 11 o'clock the model will take us out to Christmas Day. But that's as far out as we can look right now. Our main weather headlines: a major pattern shift is underway, and it's going to mean that we'll have warming into next week and staying that way. And unfortunately, we're entering a long, dry spell with no chance of rain or no prospect of rain, even with this cold front coming through tonight. Just a wind shift, a little bit drier air, but high pressure moves quickly into position to warm us back up as we move into Saturday and Sunday. A degree or two warmer, with temperatures touching 81, 82 degrees, and the rain staying away from us. Unfortunately, we'd like to get a little bit of rain. Here's our forecast for tonight. Partly cloudy skies, our low temperature 55 degrees, but it should be nice in the evening, staying in the 60s. And for tomorrow, a mostly sunny to partly sunny day, high 75, a little bit warmer than normal as the warming trend kicks in. And speaking of that, here is your 7-day outlook. Up to 80 on Sunday, 81 on Monday, staying in the low 80s until another weak front comes through next Wednesday, and then we'll cool off just a few degrees. But all in all, not a big change in our weather pattern. Scott?
Okay, Steve, thank you. Time now to check first alert traffic. We're seeing delays as you head north on I-75 this evening. Yellow, some red, all the way from Sarasota County around Bee Ridge, Clark Road, all the way north past State Road 64 and over the Manatee River. Slow going this evening on the interstate. In health news this evening, some news about your kids. As ABC 7's Gloria Riviera reports, you may want to sit down for this one at the dinner table.
Sitting down for a family meal, a seemingly simple activity, but one that appears to be linked to big health advantages for kids. So says a new report researching Canada studying nearly 1,500 kids in Quebec, finding that those who had a positive family meal environment at age 6 tended to be more physically fit, less aggressive, and otherwise more well-adjusted by age 10. A positive family meal environment characterized as one rich in conversation and acceptance and low in conflict. And an added bonus, these kids who had regular family meals tended to end up drinking less soda as well. As for whether meals with family can take the credit for these positive outcomes or if they are just another sign of a healthy family isn't clear in this study, but given the promising findings from past research on this topic, it certainly couldn't hurt to try to have more meals with everyone together at home. With this Medical Minute, I'm Gloria Riviera, ABC News.
For many Americans, today is the last day to sign up for health care coverage under the Affordable Care Act, while Floridians have an extra 2 weeks to sign up as a result of Hurricane Irma. As of last week, nearly 4.7 million people have signed up for plans for the next year through healthcare.gov. But the number of affordable care signups for 2018 are expected to be lower than this year. That's because the 2018 enrollment period is only 6 weeks long compared to 3 months in previous years. Coming up, why this graduating university student is having her grandmother by her side was extra special on the big day. Plus, how one Salvation Army bell ringer is planning to bring in more money for charity than usual this season. He's got some help from a friend.
Serving part-time as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment to get an edge in the civilian world. Learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you at NationalGuard.com.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
The savings are bigger than ever during the Big Finish event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Why settle for less when you can shop the Suncoast's largest selection of America's favorite vehicles? Come take a drive and see why Jeep Grand Cherokee is the most awarded SUV of all time. Or for impressive off-road performance with a little bit of Suncoast style, shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
If high performance art is what you're into, look no further than Sunset Fiat of Sarasota. For maximum performance, check out the all-new Fiat Spider. You'll flip over the superior handling and capability. Or follow roads less traveled in the Fiat 500X. No matter what your passion is, there's a Fiat for everyone. Prices starting as low as $13,999 during the Big Finish event. Going on now at Sunset Fiat of Sarasota.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC7 shows on your streaming device.
New York commuters jump into action to save a man who fell unconscious onto the subway tracks near Brooklyn Station. As Jim Dolan reports, the dramatic rescue was all caught on camera.
Liliana Vicente was frantic.
Sir, please wake up. Sir? Sir, wake up! I thought the train was going over him, and I started cheering and crying because I never seen those things.
You didn't want to see that, right?
Yeah, I know.
A man had fallen onto the tracks at the Avenue H station in Brooklyn, and a Manhattan-bound Q train was coming in.
Stop! Stop!
And that train did stop. That gave Vicente and another woman and a man time to get down to the tracks.
Sir, wake up.
And lift that man onto the platform where other commuters pulled him to safety. It was harrowing.
I was so scared.
But ultimately, it was also rewarding, seeing people pitch in to save the life of someone no one there knew.
I think, I don't know, there are still like kind people here in this world.
That's Jim Dolan reporting. Now, the man who fell was taken to a hospital where he was in serious condition. It's not clear yet what caused him to pass out and fall. onto those tracks. Well, a horse is safe and uninjured tonight after an amazing rescue from an icy pond in Michigan. Deputies responded after it had fallen to the point where it could not get its legs above the ice. Fire department and police working together to chip away at the ice and then get the animal out. But during the rescue, a deputy fell through the ice trying to attach a rope to the horse's bridle. He was pulled out, and soon the horse was too. Neither the deputy nor the horse suffered any injuries. Good to see him out. A Chicago college graduate had her grandmother by her side on the big day. She wasn't just there for moral support. That's because her grandma was picking up her own hard-earned degree. They received their bachelor's degrees from Chicago State University at the same time. Say it wasn't planned. They both enrolled in school but didn't know they would graduate together. That's just how it all worked out.
It's an honor, actually, to graduate with her.
I feel very proud of my granddaughter because my granddaughter excelled.
Correa graduated with a degree in criminal justice. She plans to join the Chicago police force, and Belinda graduated with a degree in business administration. She wants to open a fashion boutique eventually. Both, though, are now pursuing their master's degrees. Not done yet. A little bit of a twist to a holiday tradition in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. That's where the Salvation Army bell ringer, Bill Higgins, brings his pet goat, Abner, to help out and drum up some donations. Higgins has 2 other pet goats, but he says Abner is the most sociable of all of them. He also takes him to hospitals to help cheer up patients. Just keep him away from Linda Carson. That's our advice here. Still to come in your Suncoast News. A Confederate statue's relocation failed. Back in the spotlight, why officials say the damage will cost the county more than the controversy over its location.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Attention blood thinner users. Thousands of blood thinner users may have been exposed to serious risk by these dangerous medications. If you or loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. If we don't win, there is no fee. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-554-3987. Again, that's 1-800-554-3987.
Make your holiday season extraordinary with a visit to your local Alfa Romeo dealer. Experience affordable Italian-crafted luxury and world-class performance, like our 2018 Giulia, just announced as the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. MSRP starting at $37,995, or drive home in the 2018 Stelvio SUV. MSRP starting at just $41,995. Premium comfort and excellent handling, even in the most challenging conditions. Now's the time to shift into season and reward yourself this holiday. Come in and see us today.
Attention type 2 diabetics. The FDA warns of an increased risk of amputation associated with certain diabetes medications. If you took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation or one of these other serious injuries, call the Rely On Group right now. If you've suffered amputation or any of these injuries after taking your diabetes medication, call the Rely On Group today. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. The FDA has recently warned about an increased risk of leg and foot amputations associated with the use of certain diabetic medications such as Invokana and Invokamet. If you or a loved one took the diabetes medications Invokana or Invokamet and then suffered an amputation, ketoacidosis, kidney failure, or even death, call the Rely On Group now. We are here to help you get the justice you deserve. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-355-8205. That's 800-355-8205.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.